All right, this is unit rate number 1 homework. Take a look at number 1. It says a 15-pound bag of wildflower seed covers 40 square feet. So how many pounds of seed does it take to cover 1 square foot? So if we're talking about labels, the first thing we would say is pounds per square feet. So I'm going to put pounds per foot. Okay, so they told us 15 pounds can cover 40 square feet. So we want to know how many pounds does it take to cover 1? So to go from 40 to 1, I would divide by 40. So we're going to do that same operation on top. So in my calculator, I'm going to type 15 divided by 40. So it's going to be 0.375. So when you write your answer statement, you're going to say it takes 0.375 pounds of seed. And you can write to cover 1 square foot if you want. All right, so take a look at number 2. There's a table here for up to 6 months. It says a plant grew 19 inches over 5 months. The plant grows the same amount each month. Complete the table. So we're given only how much it grows in 5 months. They want us to kind of work backwards and forwards to figure out how much is grown in the other months. So in month 1, we need to figure out the number of inches. So what I'm going to set up is months to inches. And I'm going to say in 5 months, it grows 19 inches. So in 1 month, how much is it going to grow? So to figure that out, I'd have to divide by 5. So on my calculator, I'm going to type in 19 divided by 5. And it's going to be 3.8. So it's 3.8 inches. So you can continue setting up this ratio for all of them, or what we can do is we can figure out, well, we can say to go from 1 month to 2, I'm multiplying by 2. So I'd also have to multiply the 3.8 times 2 to get how much it would grow in 2 months. So I could do 3.8 times 2, which would be 7.6 inches. And since it's going to keep following that pattern, I would do 3.8 times 3 for the next one, and 3.8 times 4, which would be 15.2. I'm going to double check that it works for this and say 3.8 times 5 should be 19, and it is. And for the last one, I got to do 3.8 times 6 months. 3.8 times 6. It would be 22.8 inches. All right, so take a look at number 3. A migrating bird flies 420 miles in 14 hours. So how many miles is it going to fly in 5 hours? So I'm going to set it up, miles and hours. And they told us it can go 420 miles in 14 hours. So I'm going to figure out how much it can, or how far it can go in 1 hour, because I can't go from 14 down to 5. So I'm going to just take it down to the unit rate for 1. So to go 14 to 1, I'd have to divide by 14. So I'm going to do that same operation on top and do 420 divided by 14 is 30 miles. So now that I have this, I can scale it back up to 5 hours. So to go from 1 to 5, I'm going to multiply by 5. So I need to do that same thing on top. 30 times 5 is 150 miles. So your answer statement should say 150 miles in 5 hours. All right, flip it to the back. So a vehicle uses 7 gallons of gas to go 252 miles. The vehicle uses gasoline at a steady rate. Complete the table of equivalent ratios. So they gave us the information here for 7 gallons, it can go 252 miles. So that's what we're going to use as our conversion factor here. So I'm going to set up, in here I'm going to set up gallons to miles. And I know on 7 gallons it can go 252 miles. So now I need to figure out on 1 gallon how far can we go. So to go from 7 to 1, we divide by 7. We're going to do that on top. 252 divided by 7 is going to be 36. So on 1 gallon of gas, we can go 36 miles. So this is the same thing we did on the table on the front, so I'm going to let you guys fill in the rest of that table. And there's also this question here that goes along with that table. So take a look. You can pause the video if you want to do that now, or skip to number 5. Every morning, Jenna runs for 20 minutes. If Jenna runs 6 miles an hour, how far does she travel? Well, if we're going to do miles per hour, we know she can go 6 miles in 1 hour. But it looks like we're going to need to change that to minutes. So if I change it to minutes, it's going to be 6 miles. We know there's 60 minutes in an hour, so it's going to be 6 to 60. So they want to know if she goes 20 minutes, how many miles can she go? So I'm going to let you guys figure that out. Think, what do you do to 60? What are we going to divide by to get 20? And then you're going to have to follow that same operation on the top. Number 6, on a school field trip, the bus travels 23 miles in 30 minutes. Find the speed of the bus in miles per hour. Okay, so if we're going to go miles per minute, it says the bus can go 23 miles in 30 minutes. Well, if we want to know per hour, we're going to have to change it to 60 minutes for 1 hour. So you guys need to think, well, what do we do to the 30 to get to 60? And then you're going to have to do that same thing up on top, same operation. All right, number 7. Ian and his brother are driving from city A. So here's city A to city B. And those two cities are 330 miles apart. Ian drives at 55 miles per hour. How long does it take them to make the trip? Okay. So let's see. We're going to go miles per hour. So every single question you should have labels here. If Ian goes 55 miles in 1 hour, and we know that to travel between the two cities, it's 330 miles, we want to know how long is it going to take to get there. So you guys are going to have to figure out, well, what do you do to 55 to get to 330, and then do that same thing down here. All right, last one. 1 lap of a high-speed automobile race is 2.60 miles. A driver completes 35 laps, traveling at 182 miles per hour. So how long does it take to do 25 laps? Okay, so we're going to take a look. It says 35 laps at this many miles per hour. So we need to figure out what that rate is first. So we're going to do laps per hour. So in 1 hour, we're going to go 35 laps. Let's see. One lap of high speed race is 2.6 miles. Okay, so if we want to know 25 laps, we're going to have to figure out how long that's going to take.